This guy is not just talking the talk, but actually walking the walk, because he's all the way here in Las Vegas when he comes from Toronto, Canada, right? What's the favorite quote of yours?
We didn't invent entertainment, we perfected it.
This is the Ben Herman Show.
You've been a licensed partner now. What has your experience been inside of the licensed partnership overall?
Because I'm from outside of the US, the fact that we do it on a weekly basis right now it's amazing. I so look forward to our sessions.
I'd love to find out, like, where do you learn fresh new ideas? Like, how do you stay inspired?
I learned a lot during the pandemic. So there was a lot of downtime that we had. So I was just trying to consume content, whether it was webinars. I even paid people to do like one-on-one Zooms too.
Okay.
Small little mini courses. And it's funny because other DJs that like really good DJs that are friends of mine that would be like, Sam, you're a sick DJ. What more do you have to learn? I go, I know this much in the industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so much, it's impossible not to learn anything further. You want to keep growing and learning. So I would say webinars were huge for me.
Yeah.
That's where I was learning a lot of content. And I was looking outside of my market. I don't want to see what people are doing inside my market. Just kind of like, cool, they're doing that. Let me look at other markets.
You can add fresh things.
Yeah,
to your
just
market,
to see
right?
what other DJ companies are doing, successful DJ companies, primarily in the US, see what they're doing and see if it's something that I think could work in our market or implement it or, you know, put a spin on it, that type of thing.
That's very smart, man. I even went as far as actually looking outside of our industry completely, not even just like the market, but the industry, right? So I got inspired by a whole different set of industries. My mentor being one of them. You know, he's not a DJ, right? So that's been super inspiring as well.
Well, it's funny you say that because I got a taste of that yesterday.
Right? Yeah.
From Michael. So that was just way out of left field, not thinking. I had no idea or even the thought to have that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
You know, dialing back, looking 3 years from now, where do you want to be? And then bring it back to today.
Exactly.
And then work forward.
So, you know, it's really important, guys, that like you keep inspiring yourselves, right? Looking for content that keeps you motivated, and really inspiration is what causes motivation, right? But in addition to that, also to find ways to provide more value within your industry. If you're just like looking within the same industry and you're learning from what everybody else is doing in your industry, how are you going to stand apart, right? So looking outside of your industry is actually a super valuable exercise. Is there a book that stands out where you're like, this was a super impactful book?
It's so funny. I'm terrible with titles, and I didn't really read many books. It was always articles, a lot of video content that I would watch, YouTube.
Yeah.
But I would say a couple of years ago, early pandemic, again, a webinar was Alan Berg. And I bought 3 of his books. I think one's like, Why Don't They Call Me? Something about ghosting.
Yeah.
They were all like DJ related.
Yeah.
You can buy other ones too. Like if you were a venue, wedding planner, that type of thing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And he's got like a book that kind of covers all areas. But those 3 books,
game changer for you, huh?
Life-changing for me.
Wow.
And actually, he was at the Wedding MBA this past weekend.
You got to see him, right? Live.
Yeah.
Is that your first time?
Live, yes.
Cool.
Yeah. I've seen him a few times, like webinars.
Okay.
Had some email exchanges with him too.
Oh, sweet.
Obviously the books, but I would say from the books that I've read, I mean, very few. Let's just say even from the articles and videos I've read, he's my favorite.
Well, definitely go check out Alan Berg then if you're within the DJ industry or event industry in general, right? Because he does also do it for other vendor types as well, not just DJs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And even at like the Wedding MBA, like the room that he was in, oh man, it was like they had line array systems set up with delays, and it was a big room.
Wow.
Like hundreds and hundreds of people in there.
Yeah.
And I was like right in the front.
Oh, really? Nice. You felt nice and early, huh? What's the favorite quote of yours?
Probably my favorite quote is from MGM Grand. I was at the MGM Grand Arena for a UFC event. This would have been back 2007. And it was, we didn't invent entertainment, we perfected it. So very short.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. I like that.
That's great.
It was on the wall in the arena, and it just stuck with me to this day.
You know, one thing that I would like to say to that quote is that there's so many of us starting a business for the first time. Maybe you're inventing a new product. Maybe you're trying to become a DJ, right? and you look around, you're like, oh, well, there's so many people already out there. The market must already be saturated and there's not enough room for me, right? And so I think that quote really resonates in the fact that like, you don't have to be the first, you just need to be the best, right? So regardless of how many people have done it before you, if you enter a saturated market, that's okay. Just plan on being the best and you'll still be very, very successful within that industry.
And that's why I'm so big on see what other people are doing outside of your market, outside of your state, or for us in Canada, outside of your province, maybe on like the East Coast or the West Coast or US, Europe. Like a hospitality company that I worked for, he used to go to Europe. He would take ideas, put his little spin on it, bring it to Toronto.
Really?
And guests would just be like, this is crazy. I've never seen this before. Because not everyone has the opportunity to travel across the world, or they may have not gone to that country, that city, that restaurant, you know, that nightclub, whatever the case may be, or an event, to see what you might have experienced or you may have found.
And you know that this guy is not just talking the talk, but actually walking the walk, because he's all the way here in Las Vegas when he comes from Toronto, Canada, right? So he is definitely exploring outside of his market and trying to get inspired, which is great. So for the person that's watching right now that might be on the edge of wanting to potentially quit their job and just start something that they're really passionate about and they've always been passionate about, but maybe family members or friends have always, or even society, right, has always encouraged them to go for the safer bet, right? So what would you tell to that person?
Yeah, so for myself, when I made the plunge, I wasn't even getting a paycheck.
Oh yeah.
So
it's a pandemic, right?
Yeah, it was crazy, like nowhere. And I've got a mortgage, I've got bills to pay, like, you know, we all do. I just want to go with my gut. And the most difficult or challenging part is having family members or friends talking in your ear saying, no, don't do it, don't do it. So it confuses the hell out of you. Like, it was the hardest decision I've had to make to date.
I can only imagine, yeah.
And I was just torn between the two. But what I can tell you is I went with my gut, is what I did. I know it's something that I love. I don't feel that it's like work. It's so much fun. I've got so much passion for it. Like I said, I've been doing this since 1998, like DJing.
Yeah.
So, and I said to myself, what is the one thing that I've never given up on, that's taken me through thick and thin, and that I still love, that doesn't feel like work, and that I haven't taken it to the next level? And that was opening up a multi-op DJ company. Now, if I didn't want to decide to go that way, I could have just done a solo op.
Yeah,
that's totally cool. But I just wanted to take it, you know, if I'm doing this, I'm going all out. I'd say block out the noise and just do you.
Okay.
You know,
and
believe
I'm
in
assuming
yourself.
though, like once you got started though, there may have been times where imposter syndrome started coming, like, oh gosh, was this the right decision, Sam? Right? Like, how do you deal with those voices in your head?
So I had to cut some people out of my life that were negative.
Yeah.
You got to change the people that you're around. Something that's very, very helpful are coaching calls.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Huge.
Just being around other people.
Oh man, it just gives you that second win and just perks you up. That's why I look so forward. Like right now, we're doing them on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So our Wednesday calls, because we are all moving forward thinking wise. You don't have to completely cut them out, but let's say you talk to them on a regular, maybe just kind of slow it down a little bit. And if they say, hey, you know, I haven't heard from you in a while, just say, you know, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to focus on some things. Because I'm trying to be hyper focused, I don't have as much free time to, you know, maybe go on socials or go out with someone, talk to someone on the phone, or whatever it was that you did with these people that might slow you down or have you having second thoughts about what you want to do or pursue.
Man, I love what you said right there, because, you know, I say it all the time. You become the average of the 5 closest people in your life, right? So if you have a network of folks that you don't necessarily want to trade places with, right, then you may need to not necessarily cut them off, right, but distance yourself from them. You can still love people from a distance. For me, it was actually my parents, right, especially my father. Like, I still love him, right, but I just needed to kind of distance myself and kind of keep myself safe and that mindset safe, because again, when people are starting to tweet in your ears, right, that can influence your mindset and the way that you make decisions, right? And then to find that group, friends that match your future, right? Folks that match your future, that can not only, be at the level that you're at right now, but actually you kind of want to make friends with people that are a little ahead of you. So that way you can grow into that next level, right?
And it's so true. This might be a weird reference, but when I was in elementary school, I was a really fast runner.
Yeah.
And I would always be in a heat with someone that was faster than me. And my timing, like for my 100-meter race, because I was with someone that was better, I was actually running faster, trying to keep up.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a weird analogy, but
no, it's great though. But
one.
And if we were to switch that analogy, right, and you were with someone who was slower than you, then you'd feel really confident, right? Which is awesome. I mean, we love to feel great and celebrate. However, it's not actually pushing you. It never made you faster. You might actually be running at the same speed, but you just happen to be the fastest one in that group. But there's always someone better out there, right?
Yeah, you just got to find them. And circling back, not that my mom was negative about it. Like, she was a little bit, but it's like, Sam, are you sure that you want to do this? And she lay out all the reasons, but the script has flipped. Now she's like Team Sam.
Oh, really?
Here. Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, when
man.
I get like, oh, did you book that client? Or, I've booked some pretty big ticketed.
Yeah, very big. You can talk about the numbers. What was it, 7,500?
Yeah, like there was one, not very, very recent. It was like 76 or 7,700.
Yeah.
And like my mom knew
for
about
one
it
event,
because,
by the way.
Yeah,
one
like I talk to my mom pretty much every day.
Yeah.
And so she's asking, what's going on? And I told her about this higher profile wedding that I booked. And she's just kind of like my cheerleader now. So it's kind of cool to see that she could see that, oh, wow, maybe this can be a business that you can do and, full time and flourish with it.
That's a successful person thing, right? It's not even a business thing, because even a person who wants to become an artist like Picasso, for instance, right? Like the most successful people that are creatives, they have a vision in their brain that other people that are around them don't understand. They don't see the same vision that this person might see in their mind, right? And so that creative tries to communicate the vision, but the person will never be able to see it because it's in that person's mind, right? So same with your mom. It's like you had the vision probably of this business of Soirée Entertainment before you even started on it. You're like, yeah, it's gonna be this way, and we're gonna have an office building, we're gonna have a team, and we're gonna send out and do all these high-level weddings, right? However, the challenging part is that even though your mom loves you and she supports you and she's excited for you, she never probably understood and saw it as well as you did. Because it's your vision, it's not her vision, right?
It's so true. And just to add to that, I'm 41 years old right now. So if you are 51, 31, it's never too late. When I was in teachers college, one of the people in our class, he was 56 years old, becoming a school teacher. He's teaching full time. I still talk to him on a regular basis. He pursued it. Too late, He's living his dream.
Yeah. So it's never too late, guys. Never too late. This has been incredible. First off, just to be able to meet you in person. We've hugged multiple times throughout this week. So it's just been great to be able to, again, share that energy and that space with you. Where can people find out, if they wanted to connect with you, what could they find out more information on you or try to connect with you?
Yeah, if they want to, through my Instagram, if they want to message me, at Soirée DJs Toronto, or if you want to email me, Sam, S-A-M as in mother, at SOIREE DJS Toronto.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Sam, for
Thanks
your
for
time,
having me.
dude. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.